Have you ever just stopped and thought about the invisible world that's buzzing with activity all around us? Like right now? I'm talking about our network traffic. Today, we're going to decode what's actually happening in the airwaves and see how some amazing new tools are turning these crazy data streams into something we can finally see and understand.
So, let me just ask you this straight up. What does the data for this explainer, the one you're watching right now, or your last search, what does it look like as it zips through the air? Can you even picture it? It's kind of tough, right? Well, a great way to think about it is like an invisible superhighway. It's just jam-packed with these tiny little cars of information, and they're all racing to their destinations at unbelievable speeds. It's this beautiful, organized chaos, and it's happening all the time.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to explore that invisible highway. Then we'll get into the awesome tools that let us actually see it. We'll peek under the hood at the capture engine, see what it looks like in 3D, and most importantly, we'll talk about why any of this really matters before we wrap it all up. All right, first up, the invisible data highway. Before we can see anything, we've got to understand the fundamental building blocks, these things called data packets, and the insane flow they create all around us. So get this. Every single thing you do online, literally every click, every song you stream, every text you send, gets chopped up into these tiny packets of information. And we are talking thousands, maybe even millions of them, all racing across your Wi-Fi network every single minute. It's nuts. Okay, so if it's all happening invisibly at lightning speed, how in the world do we see what's going on? Well, that brings us to our next part, making the invisible visible. We're about to introduce the tech that lets us pull back the curtain on this whole hidden world. The tool for the job is called a packet sniffer. And its job is pretty simple in concept. It grabs, logs, and analyzes the traffic on a network. Think of it like a high-tech traffic camera, a speed trap, and a data analyst all rolled into one for your digital highway. The whole process really boils down to three main steps. First, the tool intercepts the raw data right out of the air. Then it classifies those packets, figuring out where they came from, where they're going, and what language or protocol they're speaking. And finally, the coolest part, it visualizes all that data, turning a flood of ones and zeros into something we can actually look at and understand. All right, time to pop the hood and look inside the capture engine. This is where we get into the really cool tech that powers this whole thing. This is where the magic happens. So a tool like this has two main parts. You've got the back end, that's the engine. It's built with powerful stuff like Django and this super important Python library called Scapy, which is just perfect for dissecting network packets. And then you have the front end. That's the pretty display. This part uses things like Three.js to render that stunning 3D view right inside your web browser. And hey, this is no toy. To get that pro-level performance, it uses something called Berkeley Packet Filters, or BPF. Now, this is a total game changer. It lets the tool filter traffic with incredible speed, right at the core of the operating system. It's like having a super fast bouncer for your data that makes sure you don't miss a single thing, even on the busiest networks. And now for the really, really cool part. All of this tech leads up to the star of the show, visualizing data in 3D. This is where we turn those boring data streams into an actual interactive experience. The source material we're looking at puts it perfectly. It says experience network traffic like never before with the Three.js-powered 3D visualization engine. See, this isn't about just reading log files. It's about intuitively feeling the pulse of the network. So what do you actually see? Okay. Picture this. It's like an air traffic control system, but for your data. Every device on your network is a glowing sphere. The data itself zips between them like these animated streams of light. Different types of traffic get different colors, so you know what's what at a glance. And the best part, you have full camera control to fly around this digital space and check out anything that looks interesting. And beyond that amazing 3D view, you get a dashboard that gives you real insights. A simple chart like this one, for example, could instantly tell you if your network is getting hammered by video streaming, which uses that speedy UDP protocol, or if it's mostly just normal web browsing, which uses TCP and HTTP. It's like a real-time health check for your network. This all looks fantastic, but what's the point? I mean, why should you care about any of this? That brings us to the real-world uses and why seeing your network this way actually matters. A lot. First up, and this is a big one, security.
For anyone in cybersecurity, a packet sniffer is an absolutely critical tool. For example, a denial of service attack like a SYN flood. Visually, that would look like a sudden, massive storm of connection requests from one place. It's a pattern that's basically impossible to miss when you can see it like this. Second, troubleshooting. You know when your internet is just painfully slow? We've all been there. Well, a network admin can use a tool like this to see exactly where the problem is. They can spot the one device that's hogging all the bandwidth or figure out why some connections just keep failing, all just by watching the data flow. And third, education. For students who are learning about cybersecurity, there's just no better way to understand how the internet works than to see it in action. It's like having a hands-on digital lab where you can study how networks operate and how they can be broken. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture takeaway here. This whole project is a perfect example of how totally different, super specialized fields can come together to create something incredibly powerful. The key thing to realize is that a tool this advanced isn't just born from one skill. It's a convergence. It's a meeting point where several different areas of expertise all come together. To build something like this, you need a whole team of skills. You need network programming to handle the raw data visualization to make it look good, deep cybersecurity knowledge to know what to look for, full-stack web dev to build the whole thing, and even asynchronous programming to make it all run in real time without crashing. It's the whole package. And that brings us to our final thought. The ability to make the invisible visible is an incredibly powerful idea. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. If you could see all the hidden data flowing around you right here, right now, what would you want to find?